Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. Of last campaign, Preston find themselves sitting in 9th, only 15 points after 14 games so far. Meanwhile, the Royals are sitting a little bit above them, 5 points. They're 6th, but not a lot separates these two sides. Very similar, goals for, goals against, and it really is anyone's game this evening. The big news out of the team list, of course, is for the Essendon Royals, where Grace Maher, former Young Matilda, of course current Western United player and Canberra United legend in the A-League Women's, lines up for them to make her debut straight into the starting 11. A player of her quality, well, no surprises there from coach Vince Battiato. We'll go through the way that the two sides line up this afternoon. So for the home side, Preston, they start in goals, number 37, Sophie Dean, number 6, Ellie Talevsky, number 8, Miru Nishimura, number 14, Mebe Tanaka, number 15, Emma Checker, number 27, Rosie Curtis, number 28, Eliza Amendolia, number 35, Mizuhu Yamada, number 44, Valentine Percy, number 46, Grace Johnston, and number 50, Georgia Henderson. On the bench for Preston today is number 7, Ellie Vlamink, number 17, Ellie Lamont, number 18, in line to make her senior debut for Preston, is Maya Kokorevsky, number 20, Summer Kapanechia, and number 21, Mia Power, and also 22, Eva Harrington. For the Essendon Royals today, they line up as follows. Their goalkeeper is number 21, Zara Board. Number 2 is Emma Langley. Number 4, their captain, Michaela Jurcic. Number 5, Rebecca Van Dort. Number 8, Devon Jackson. Number 9, Eri Fujiwara. Number 12, Kobe Wilbert. Number 14, Amy Parkinson. Number 16, Olivia Wood. Number 18, Grace Maher. Number 22, Alana Cern. So we are underway at Genesis Steel Stadium. It is the home side, Preston, who begin proceedings. Again, a fascinating matchup between these two sides. Sides that had incredibly successful seasons last time out, making the finals, but haven't been able to replicate that so far. Of course, it is about this time of the season where everything changes. A-League women's players come back from their enforced breaks into the competition and can really shake things up. And for the Royals, of course, I'll be hoping that Grace Maher can do that for them. It does appear that she's lining up in a 6 role, in a defensive midfield role for them, as that ball is played forward, looking for Olivia Wood. Defended well and out for a goal kick in the end. Maher, of course, has been playing her A-League women's football recently as a centre-back, but came through the ranks at Canberra as a defensive midfielder, an incredible technical player, known for her set pieces as well. More than one Olympico in the most recent A-League women's season. She'll certainly provide a boon for the Royals, but it is Preston who have some early possession here. Looking to play it up this right flank. That pass wasn't able to find Valentine Percy. Their biggest threat in attack, Percy. She's scored 10 goals so far this season. The former #United and Lewis FC player over in England. There's a high interception for the Royals. Preston able to get back and regroup. Jurcic playing a 1-2 on this right-hand side, trying to force their way through. That's lovely passing football. It's come acquired. Is that Jordan? She was the player fouled in the lead up. Two coaches just discussing perhaps what it might be. Henderson is jogging off under her own steam, so hopefully she'll be okay to continue and it's nothing too serious. And she has run straight back on the pitch. She's looked a little bit proppy. She was having that conversation with the referee, maybe just feeling the after effects of that foul, but she's able to walk it off. It's good work in midfield from Amanzolia. Looking to play that ball through Nishimura. Miri Nishimura will switch play out onto this right flank. A slightly heavy touch allows the Royals to clear it away. It was Grace Johnston for Preston, who's in a bit of pain here. The physio is already at that side of the pitch for Henderson. So he'll be right there when the referee is able to stop play. Preston thinking about continuing the attack, but now the calls are coming to kick the ball out of play because Johnston is still down. It was a very heavy collision as she tried to play the ball in. Well, let's hope this isn't as serious as it looks, because players are getting around her here. It's a cold night in Melbourne, so it could well be a contact injury. Of course, Grace Johnston has spent the last few A-League women's seasons at Perth Glory, where she's really impressed. An attacking fullback. A young Matilda's representative at under 20 level. She's being helped back to her feet, so that's a good sign. Just awaiting any indication from the medical staff here about whether she might be okay to continue. Looks like there's a further conversation happening with Georgia Henderson as well. So Preston players in the wars to begin this game. Johnston walking off the pitch under her own steam, so that's a good sign. Tanaka sportingly giving the ball back to the Royals, who took the ball out of play and will restart from a Royals goal kick. So Preston temporarily playing with 10 as Johnston makes her way around the pitch, and Macheka having to come back and cover that forward run. Ball over the top, searching for Langley. Appeals for a corner, but may well be reeled in beforehand, and it is from Nishimura, who then does very well to win the throw for her side. Olivia Wood conceding the foul. She's had a cracking start to her NPLW Victoria career, Olivia Wood. 2 goals in 3 games since arriving from Perth Red Star. A number of players over the years make that move from the best teams in WA over to the NPLW Victoria. It's a mixed success. Wood looks like a fantastic signing on the evidence so far. That's intercepted well by Nishimura. Looking to switch play immediately. Looking for Johnson, who is back on the pitch and okay to continue. Wasn't quite at full speed there perhaps, but not too far away. Ball up the line looking for Tanaka. It stayed in. Now straight away Tanaka searching for Percy. Acrobatic from Alana Cern. Both sides still just feeling each other out here in these early exchanges. No clear-cut chances as of yet. You can see the threat that Preston in particular pose in transition with that speed. An ability to just rip open defences. The Royals will come well prepared for that. Here they come with an attack on their own. Fujiwara's ball though intercepted by Johnston, but it's come out to Langley. Langley out to Devon Jackson, the Kiwi. Van Dort. Couldn't find Jackson, and instead Talevsky able to play it back to her keeper. Royals searching for something, looking to break the lines. Buzzword that coaches often talk about, that ability to break the lines. It's not just about having possession, it's effective possession. Those piercing balls through. Well, both teams haven't quite been able to find as of yet. Emma Checker just calming everything down in the back line. Across to Yamada. Tanaka. Well controlled. Making her run in the centre of the field, and that is a lovely ball across to Johnston. Grace Johnston, her first touch is heavy, and the second touch straight into the gloves of a brave Zara Board, who comes out and saves. The vision of Tanaka there. The pass was perfect. Johnston's first touch, too heavy. Board able to shut it down in time. Percy applying the pressure on Jurcic, who turns away as well, wins a foul. Percy protesting, but that was quite clearly a little bit too much contact on Jurcic there. Used her body extremely well defensively. That free kick, not a good one though. Percy will be off and chasing again, as will Johnston. But hacked away by Cern. Royals on the charge from the left. A shot in and into the back of the net. It's Devon Jackson who opens the scoring for the Essendon Royals. And for all that Preston had the best chance of the game at one end, the Royals turn the tables and take the lead. That's all it takes. A little defensive error from Eli Talevski. Still allowed the Royals number 8 in behind. Devon Jackson, the Kiwi international. Her first goal of the season. In her third appearance back in the competition. Now it's Preston looking to hit straight back. But the Royals instead will have the chance to build again from a goal kick. As it stands before this game, the Royals 6 points away from the top 4. So a win here won't quite get them there. Need a few more to finish the season in a flourish, but they'll certainly feel that they're within striking distance. It's a very important 3 points today. Here she goes again. In behind to Langley. Langley has options in the middle. Thought that she won a corner, but it wasn't to be. Good defensive work in the end from Talevski. Checker playing herself into some trouble there. It's come out to Langley. His touch just slightly too heavy. And the Checker just got herself into trouble. She didn't need to. Now here come the Royals again and fouled just in front of the D. In fact, goal scorer Jackson. A golden opportunity for the Royals to double their lead almost immediately. And it's again Devon Jackson causing Preston all sorts of issues. Well, this is Grace Maher territory. This is surely part of the reason why Vince Battiato signed Ma. She is renowned for her set-piece ability. A wand of a left foot. Not the only player standing over it. You'd have to imagine she'll take this. Grace Ma on her Royals debut. Just over the crossbar. Not a bad effort. Preston, how will they respond now? Still plenty of time in this game. No need to panic, no need to rush. But it is the Royals who have seized the momentum. That goal just seemingly knocking the wind out of the sails of the home side, who were looking good up until that point. They'd had the best chance of the game only moments earlier. Perhaps they can create another here. Nishimura. Jurčić able to get there and clear it away. Tanaka taken to ground and a foul conceded. Amy Parkinson, the guilty party there. Checkers free kick taken short, looking to change up the angle. Tulevski. Over the head of Percy. Henderson is there, as is Nishimura. Nishimura shoots and equalizes for Preston. Well, just like that, the home side get one back. It is their Japanese national. And 1-1 at Genesee Steel Stadium. So the second goal of the season for Miri Nishimura. She's a Preston Lions legend. Vince Battiato, the Royals coach, furious. Firstly at the free kick call, and then it appears an appeal for offside. Assistant referee right there on the spot. Has the best angle in the ground, and now Preston looking to take the lead for the first time. Tanaka on its air. Maybe Tanaka. Her ball gathered by Board, not completely convincingly. And she did get there. So now a reassessment, just as the Royals look to be taking the upper hand. Preston win a free kick, and that's all it takes. Nishimura, such a technician. Here come the Royals again. Devon Jackson. It's the speed of Jackson causing issues. Here's the overlapping run. Ball in. Gathered by Dean. Percy almost intercepting there. That would have been very dangerous had she been able to take her touch past Jurčić. Jackson looking for Wood. against Checker, who takes no chances. Clears it out of play. Nice turn away from Fujiwara. Marshalled well by two Preston defenders. Appeared to be a second ball on the pitch there, but meanwhile, plays continued and a header has to be saved by Dean. That would have been interesting had that second ball intercepted that play there, and if the ball had gone in, Dean covering it comfortably. Now things just settling again, game state as it was at the beginning, 1 goal apiece. Preston probably started slightly the better of the two. The Royals had a period on top in and around their goal. And then a free kick, a controversial non-offside call, allowed Miri Nishimura to equalise for the home side. Calm from Rosie Curtis, the youngster, also playing her third game after the conclusion of the A-League women's season. Herself with Melbourne victory. Here come the Royals. A shot from distance. Fujiwara off the crossbar. Trying to collect it is Jackson, and then the shot from Langley straight into Yamada. Appeals for handball not heeded. But you have to think Preston have gotten away with one there. Maybe another opportunity for Fujiwara. She wasn't able to get the shot away that time. Jeez, it was close as well, off the underside of the crossbar. And then Jackson wasn't able to find her footing, and then Langley. She'll feel very unlucky to have hit that strike straight at Yamada. Henderson's really going to win an aerial duel for all of her many talents on a football pitch. Proved so that time. Lovely ball in behind Jackson. Turning, spinning, brought to ground, and penalty awarded. Not much hesitation there from the referee. Devon Jackson once again proving a handful, this time quite literally, for the Preston defence. And it will be Grace Maher with an opportunity to score from the spot on her Essendon Royals debut. Once again created by Jackson, who just got the wrong side of her defender. Now she won't have the opportunity to complete the brace, because instead Grace Maher stepping up for the Royals. She makes no mistake. The visiting Essendon Royals regain the lead And it is Grace Ma on debut from the spot. Well, the Royals came close to scoring only moments earlier. They hit the underside of the crossbar, and then the industry of Devon Jackson. Defender was almost left with no choice. But here come Preston again. Tanaka has been so dangerous today. A bit of a basketball match emerging. It's the Royals again. And Jackson again. Devon Jackson, and that time committing the foul herself on Rosie Curtis. And given the importance of this match for both teams, but particularly for Preston, they need to find a way to turn their season around. And the Royals, for their part, they would have been hoping that they were higher up the ladder at this point, but they'll feel like finals is a bit more within reach, particularly if they can secure the 3 points tonight. But you'd imagine that at 2-1 there is still plenty of goals to come. Here's Percy, Valentine Percy going for the early ball across. Tanaka can't get there ahead of Jurcic. And in fact, final touch was off Tanaka. Oh, it will be a goal kick. Still plenty of action to come in this game. Basketball game is very much an apt description for how it's playing out at the moment. Percy just caught Jurcic there. Langley was looking to touch it around the corner. Wasn't able to find the run. Tanaka trying to get past two Royals defenders. Was covered well by Kobe Wilbert of the Royals. Jurcic being urged to drive. And played it towards Wood, who again tried to tuck it around the corner for the run of Fujiwara. They're getting creative here, the Royals. Tanaka. Curtis. Nishimura. Yamada. Curtis trying to find some space. And that pass just intercepted by Ma. Oh, poor bounce there for the Royals has allowed Percy perhaps some space to run onto, but Board just puts a foot through it, hoofs it away. Percy. Into Henderson. Henderson going to ground. Goal kick is the call from the referee. Well, at first glance, it certainly looks less of an obvious call than the one for the Royals. Perhaps one that Preston can look back on and feel hard done by. You can be the judge at home. Already been a couple of controversial moments in this game. It's the Preston goal, chief amongst them. Even the foul that led up to it. You can't really say the penalty call for the Royals was too controversial though. Of course, if the scores stay as they are, or if the Royals add to their lead, that Preston goal will be all but forgotten. If it does have an impact on the result, well, it might be something that Royals fans and coaching staff come back to. Anyway. Well, that pass out from the back, intercepted by Langley. Langley looking to switch play. Jackson in acres of space. Devon Jackson. Fantastic last-ditch defending. Saves Preston there. It was Rosie Curtis. Now Preston looking to spring a counter-attack. Not able to do so. Jackson just took half a second too long. It was a really, really good ball from Langley. But Rosie Curtis getting a foot in at the important time. Here come the Royals again through Ma. Fujiwara. Still Fujiwara. I've seen her shoot from this distance before. Instead she'll play in a teammate. Now she'll shoot. Fujiwara gathered by Sophie Dean. Interesting to see the Royals pressing almost in a 2-4-4 formation, a really aggressive high press, looking to make things very challenging for Preston, and they have had some success in that. It does mean that they are vulnerable in transition if Preston can play through those lines. But that is football. It is a game of risk versus reward, and when you win the ball in midfield like that, Ma can thread through a lovely ball, but the touch from Olivia Wood able to be intercepted. You can see the idea. She was trying to play in Langley. Perhaps didn't make full use of the space on offer. Another interception for the Royals, looking to play in Jackson. Too much on the pass. But again, that press is working. They are winning the ball in midfield. And Preston know they'll keep trying to play because they know if they can break the lines, that's how they've been getting their opportunities. Here's one for Preston. Percy. Valentine Percy not able to play in Sanakia. Cut out really smartly by Lana Cern. It's a long ball forward. Henderson. Decent first touch. Allows the ball to stay in her control. She'll look to try and find Percy, but again wasn't able to do so. Gracemar now accelerating away. Just made the wrong decision there. But he's able to get back and not allow Preston that quick transition after losing out. So a little bit of time left before the break here for Preston, as they look to find their second equaliser of the match. They'll feel a lot better going into the sheds 2-2, that's for sure. Henderson. Overlapping run of Checker. We'll put in a low ball. Tanaka trying to find a way through in the penalty area. Tanaka does win out. Can she find a way through? She takes the strike. It's held on well by Board. Every time Tanaka has the ball, it takes 2 or 3 players to make sure that she's not able to squirm away. Here's another opportunity for her here. Tanaka tried to just brute force her way past Cern, wasn't able to do so. Johnston into Henderson. And Henderson wins a corner. So a set-piece opportunity for Preston here. In a game of very few corners. In fact, I think it may be the first corner of the game. So it's not very often you're saying that with only a few minutes to go until the half-time break. It'll be taken short. The strike from outside the area goes high. Players going to ground everywhere, including Percy. Amendolia, the player to put in a ball. Nishimura putting it back in the mixer. Headed on, Henderson can't get there. Well, the corner routine from the training ground. The Royals weren't really putting any pressure on that short corner either, so definitely one of those situations where the short corner is on. Just try and change up the angle, make life difficult for the defence. Fujiwara. Ball across, a shot from the edge of the area, always rising. Royals really are able to apply a large amount of pressure here. Again, it's Tanaka, but that time ball taken away by Cern. Minus Cern, the centre back, streaming up pitch. Found herself in unfamiliar territory. And now Preston looking to transition with Cern out of the picture. Amendolia. Ball in. Mar is there to cover Cern. Preston still on the charge. Percy going to ground again. Cleared away again. Cern down in back play. Unable to re-enter defensive proceedings for the Royals. Is gingerly making her way back now. Yamada, back to Amendolia. Yamada again. Not able to get the ball in. And out for a goal kick. Indeed, an offside call was the cause of that play coming to an end. So A free kick for Zara Board. Only a few minutes remaining of this half. Can't imagine the Royals will ease off anytime soon, but Preston, for their part, still plenty of impetus to finish this half on a high. Curtis's throw. Percy back to Henderson. Ma got a foot in time. Langley. Lots of ground and a foul awarded. Talevsky puts a hand up in apology. Royals will try and get this attack started quickly. There's a good run from Wood. Wood to Fujiwara. Fujiwara brings Curtis to ground, still going. Preston players back in defence. Parkinson. Wood. Curtis going stride for stride, taking the ball out of play. This is where a team would love to have a long throw specialist in this sort of situation. Jackson. Not able to find Parkinson, who was the player with the throw. And Preston will have perhaps the final chance of the half to create an opportunity. Parkinson intercepts. Fujiwara. Parkinson again around the corner. Nice little wall pass. Now looking to go direct central. And it's cut out well by Nishimura. Curtis switching play. Although intercepted by the Royals, and well, in space was Olivia Wood. She just couldn't get there in time. That would have been a hammer blow. 3 minutes of additional time in this first half, given the stoppage for the injury to Johnston earlier in the half. And Preston are on the attack. Turning, twisting on the edge of the area. They win themselves a second corner. Good work there from Johnston. Angling for a more conventional delivery this time. Numbers in the box. Delivery towards the near post. Headed away by Ma at the first time of asking, and then Fujiwara is there to clear it away.
Keep it tight. Keep it tight now.
Ball back in the direction of Percy. She'll be disappointed she wasn't able to get the touch there. Bring that under her control. Have a sight on goal. Jackson. Oh, look at the pace of Devon Jackson here. Jackson off and running. Check it a beat. Jackson still going. And scores her second. Devon Jackson has been unstoppable this evening. Just before halftime, she adds the Royals' third. Just that touch of quality from the Kiwi international. She's scored 2 and created the other. Here she is again on the ball. That time couldn't find a teammate. Preston have just been unable to deal with her, and it's almost like time stood still. Checker had an opportunity, you would have thought, to get the ball in. It looks like Jackson expected her to, and then no one really made a play for the ball, and Jackson said, well, I'll just keep going and score. No worries at all. So 2 for her tonight, and still a whole half of action to come, because that is half-time here at Genis Steeles Stadium. It is the visiting Essendon Royals who currently lead 3-1. They took the lead through Devon Jackson. Preston got a goal back, Miri Nishimura, after a free kick, but then Jackson won a penalty converted by Grace Maher on her Royals debut, and then followed up with a goal just before the break to extend their lead to 2. Don't go anywhere, still plenty of Well, welcome back to Jenna's Steel Stadium, where it is the Preston Lions, the home side, trailing the Essendon Royals by 1-3. The Royals, they scored first through Devon Jackson, and it really has been the Devon Jackson show this evening. Preston, they got a goal back, Mira Nishimura, off the back of a free kick, but then a penalty won by Devon Jackson and converted by Grace Maher on debut. And then a second Devon Jackson goal just before the break means that the Royals have a comfortable lead coming into this second half. It is a cliche in football, 2 goals is a dangerous lead to have, and Preston will be throwing everything at getting these goals back, because it is Ellie Lamont coming onto the pitch at half-time. She's replacing Ellie Talevsky. A very attacking change from Preston Lions coach Dan Foden. And we know Preston, they have these halves in them where they can really turn on the afterburners. They can really improve from one half to the next. We saw it last week. Didn't quite get the job done then. Will we see it again this week? They've got 2 goals to make up if they are to get anything out of this game. Closer to a consecutive top 4 berth. It is the Royals who get us back underway in this second half. They are in the white shirts, going from right to left on your screen. The home side, Preston Lions, in the red, going from left to right. Just that one change at half-time. Ellie Lamont on for Talevsky. But it is the Royals who start the half on the front foot, looking to add to their 2-goal advantage. And they'd be hoping to kill off the game early in this second half. The throw in towards Wood. Not able to control her header. Here they come again via Langley, who's working this right-hand side to begin the second half. Devon Jackson, the chief destroyer of the first half, taking her place out on the left for the Royals. Preston intercepting in midfield was Percy, but that ball, not a good one. She's copped a little bit of a knock as she tried to play the ball through the first time. So they reverted to what looks to be in defence at least, or pressing, 2 up top, Percy and Lamont. Amendolia sitting just behind them. Georgia Henderson and Grace Johnston as well will get themselves forward and into the attack. Johnston perhaps taking up residence at right fullback after Talevsky came off the pitch. It's where she does play her football at A-League women's level. Here's Lamont, fresh legs off the bench. Even so, not able to chase that one down. Jackson couldn't control it that time, so it'll come away for Preston. Johnston making the run on this right-hand side. Can she use her speed? It's defended well by Rebecca Van Dort for the Royals. Yamada's throat. receive the ball back from Amendolia and then gives it straight back again. Royals do well to win themselves the throw. And Macheka just barking directions from the back line. He's a leader on the pitch, of course, with all of her experience. Johnston's header flicked on by Lamont. Henderson couldn't quite get there. Checker back to her keeper. They'll look to switch things up. A little bit dangerous. Olivia Wood pressing high for Essendon, and indeed they do win the ball back. Of course, the press isn't just about when you do win the ball back directly. It can be about winning the ball back indirectly, forcing an incorrect pass. They've done so there. Good touch from Langley. Emma Langley snaps, shoots. Always rising. That's another opportunity caused by a turnover that happened due to the pressure of that Royals high press. They're not easing off. We might see them just drop back a little bit as the game goes on, but at this stage, they're still applying the pressure to the Preston back line. Here's the throw up the line for Preston. Vermont really making herself busy. Percy wins it back. Amendolia looking to play in Lamont, but a little bit too direct, too close to the keeper that time. Amendolia sticks a boot out. Can only come as far as Grace Marr, who almost loses out, just manages to keep possession. Perhaps space opening up for the Royals. And Cern winning herself the free kick, much to the consternation of the Preston bench. And got up with a smile, did Alana Cern. Made a few runs from centre back, has obviously been given licence by her coach. And the 1-2 forceful that time. Little smiles, little high five afterwards, no bad blood. Lamont against Cern again. Cern will get there first and put to ground again. No foul given that time. Dean brought to ground as well, but got straight back up. Marr clearing it away, and the bounce of the ball will take it out for a Preston corner. So they had a couple of opportunities from corners in the first half, did Preston. I'll have another one here. I'll be hoping they can get their second half off to a good start. Looks like a conventional delivery incoming. In swinging corner towards the front post. It's met by an Essendon head. Appeals for handball. It did look like it possibly bounced up into an Essendon arm. Preston's attack continues and fizzles out. Well, if her hand was in a natural position, because it's bounced off the ground, there's an argument to say that even if it did hit the arm of Amy Parkinson, it may not have been awarded a handball. There are differences between handballs in an attacking situation and a defensive situation. Of course, everyone watching at home with access to a replay, with access of scrolling back and having another look, you can be the judge. Here come the Royals on the charge. Olivia Wood playing it all the way back. Nice little 1-2, perhaps with Parkinson. Well, she held on to the ball, thought about going inside. Parkinson's delivery not troubling the keeper into the side netting. Robust conversation between the two coaches. Johnston, she's got speed. She did get there, wins herself the throw. Henderson, Johnston, Grace Johnston crossed to the back post, but was ultimately to no one except for Amy Parkinson of the Royals, and it allows Essendon perhaps another opportunity in transition, but it's intercepted again. That ball into the box, not finding its target. Lily Lamont certainly has made a difference up top for Preston so far in this second half. They've looked more threatening. Here she is now. Just leaving the ball behind though. Yamada out to Johnston. Grace Johnson, can she deliver a ball of quality? It's picked up by Percy. Valentine Percy shoots. Unfortunately for Percy, really nowhere near the target, cannoning off the supports of the net behind the goal. She just found a little bit of space, and that's something that's been lacking for Preston for much of the time. They've looked lively in this second half, but they're still looking for that clear-cut chance. It was a tight angle for Percy, but she is their greatest attacking threat. 10 goals this season. So you can see why she had the confidence to take it on. Lamont. Side flag raised. Preston just feeling like the tide of the game is going against them at the moment. It was Amendolia who made that run. She thought she was off and away. The assistant referee with the best angle. Saw an offside. Sometimes those little frustrations build and build. They thought they should have had a penalty earlier in the half. They thought they should have been away then. Johnston has Lamont in behind. Great ball from Johnston. Ellie Lamont turning, shooting through the legs and wide. It was a fantastic ball from Grace Johnston, who did incredibly well to get in behind. Lamont turned away and got the ball through the legs of Zara Board. But the touch on the way through was just enough to see her wide of the goal. Preston are well and truly in this. And they'll feel like if they can get a goal soon, the momentum will all be with them. Here's Nishimura with the corner. Delivering low to the front post. Not a good delivery that time. Nishimura's throw. Amendolia is turning back inside, but the pass not finding a target. Devon Jackson, we haven't seen a lot of her in the second half. She's on for a hat-trick though, if she can find herself in attacking situations, which she might just here. Turning, shooting, well, that was certainly ambitious from Olivia Wood. Johnston. Amendolia. Nishimura. Now to Tanaka. Tanaka's ball in, looking for the run of Lamont. Ellie Lamont, can she control it? She can't. But that's again promising from Preston. A couple of changes incoming here for the Royals. It's Kendra Smith coming on, as is Mia Lantieri-Bardley. The players making way. There's Grace Ma in her first Royals appearance for the season, and Michaela Jurcic as well. So Grace Ma scoring in her first game from the penalty spot in the first half. Jurcic vital in defence as well. Kendra Smith, Kiwi, one of the players coming on. She scored a goal this season, a header from the set piece. Mia Lantieri-Bartley has also scored a single goal so far this season. But they'll be more called upon for their defensive prowess as the Royals look to see out this second half. Smith can be somewhat of a wrecking ball in midfield as well, which is exactly what she's being used for straight away, and may have just caught the player there. It's Lamont who's down. As Smith was turning, it was accidental, but it did look like that she caught her. Dan Foden arguing that accidental or not, it should have been a foul. It did look like pretty heavy contact. Will Smith onto the pitch, into the action straight away. And it's a shame because Lamont, she's been a bit in the wars this season, and she's looked very, very good since coming on. She's really changed the game in many ways for Preston, but she hasn't been able to apply that clinical finishing touch. She only scored 2 goals so far this season, which is below her prolific best. is a pretty significant shiner for Ellie Lamont. There's an argument to say with an injury like that, and it wasn't intentional, but you wonder with technology these days, at a higher level, you wonder what something like VAR makes of that. Again, there's no suggestion that there was any intent there from Smith. But it was an arm to the face that's left them on significantly worse for wear. Anyway, the Royals continuing. Jackson. Fujiwara. Fujiwara trying to get the ball in. Has gone out of play, and out of play off the boot of Fujiwara. Fantastic defending from Grace Johnston. She's made her way back into position to receive the ball here. Through Percy in the middle, searching for the Mont first time. Johnston's throw. Percy challenging, does win the header. Lamont missing her header, just backing away there. Percy. Johnston. Options in the middle. Grace Johnston puts it towards the post. Keeper parries it away. Has to be cleared by Cern. Here come Preston again. They're knocking on the door now. Looking to get this margin back to 1. Curtis looking to switch play. Ricochets off a Royals player and back to Henderson. Now that's a lovely ball in behind, but the offside flag denying the chance for Preston to get the ball in again. Well, Ellie Lamont subbed on at halftime. Unfortunately, her day is done. She's replaced by Ellie Vlaming. Scored 2 goals so far this season, Vlaming, so she herself can be quite the attacking threat, but that's unfortunate for Lamont. Looks to be a little bit of pain after that earlier knock. So the substitute, unfortunately, having to make her way off. And she'll be seen to by the medical staff straight down the tunnel. Unfortunate way for her night to end. So Coach Dan Foden probably making the correct decision there. Has to make sure everything's okay. It certainly doesn't look good. So as we approach the halfway point of the second half, score's still unchanged as the Royals looking to change that though. Just about cleared away by Yamada there for Preston. The score's unchanged from the halftime score of 3-1. A double to Devon Jackson, Grace Maher scoring from the penalty spot as well for the Royals in the first half. Vlaming almost getting there. She will add fresh legs, pace off on the bench, no doubt. Coach Dan Foden hoped that that might come at a later date and perhaps alongside Lamont. Looking for Fujiwara. Checker is there to cut it out. Henderson. Percy. Percy's ball releases Vlaming. Vlaming's onside. Johnston is there. Vlaming forced back. Shimura not able to get the ball through, and an acrobatic effort from Amendolia to try and keep the ball under her control. Stands at the feet of Zara Board, who is more than happy to take up as many seconds as she can. It's not quite time-wasting time in the game, but she's in no rush, as you can imagine. Johnston wins the ball and often chasing. Will trickle out for a Royals throw. Here cries of everyone up. Percy looks to be struggling a little bit out there as well. Imagine that perhaps if all had gone to plan and Lamont had been okay to play out the entire half, maybe Vlaming could have come on for Percy and then have more fresh legs, but as it stands, they've been forced into this situation through injury. Langley holding up the ball. Fujiwara, that's a nice ball around the corner. And now Jackson being asked to chase. A much more docile second half from Devon Jackson, but she only needs one opportunity. That's what the Royals will be telling themselves. Van Dort's throw. Over the top from Langley. Fujiwara challenging. Brought to ground and a foul given against Johnston. It didn't look like there was too much contact in that at first glance. Perhaps Johnston with a case there. Referee just indicating that he feels Fujiwara was pulled by Johnston, and that's why the foul was awarded. Fujiwara with the free kick. Almost from a corner-like situation, these types of free kicks. Plenty of numbers forward for the Royals. Ball delivered towards the back post. It's palmed away. Langley is there, not able to get the shot off. Jackson putting it back in towards the back post. The touch. The offside flag. It was good scramble defence by Preston in any case. The Royals kept the ball alive as they searched for that fourth, weren't able to scramble it in. So another change for the Royals. Emma Langley, the player making way this time. Sasha Curie coming on, 4 goals this season. So again, another attacking threat. The Royals know that another goal here could well finish the job, as Langley encouraged her to do as she came off there. Johnston, good touch, but the ball couldn't find Percy. Amendolia chasing this one down. Ends up coming off her, so the Royals get the result they wanted. They win the throw. Yamada's throw. Percy trying to play it around the corner, can't do so. And Percy's impact on the game is just fading a little bit as this half goes on. The Royals happy to keep these throw-ins coming because it means another couple of minutes down on the clock. And those throws fairly unsuccessful at the moment. It's a little bit of a breeze at Geneseo Stadium. Probably not so much that it justifies not being able to get the ball in. That's a better throw that time. Percy almost bursting away with the ball, but cleared confidently. After all of that, we end up back where we started, which is a throw for the Royals, for Rebecca Van Dort on this side of the pitch. Johnston got in the way. We get straight back to her. And all of this suits Essendon just fine. Good interception from Nishimura. Ball into Percy. Valentine Percy can't chase it down. Preston do win the corner though. Neil Antieri, Bartley the substitute, the player responsible for just getting in the way there of Percy. I'll take this short. Ball delivered in from a different angle, but not able to beat the first player. Now again towards the back post and poked home. Georgia Henderson arrives at the perfect time at the back stick. Preston reduced the margin to 1. That is what they have been seeking for this whole half. Now we really have a game on our hands. Well, 15 minutes or so remaining of this game. We know that Preston are fast finishers. They've controlled much of this half. And the Royals will be looking to restore their 2-goal advantage. Percy. Vlamic in space. Ellie Vlamic. Can she make it 2 in quick succession for Preston? Just wide. Oh, the youngster was in so much space there. A golden opportunity for the home side to level things up once more.
Hey, settle. Settle it.
Vince Battiato, Royals coach, is encouraging his team to settle down now. It is a cliche, 2-goal lead, dangerous lead. And perhaps it's such a human thing to go into your shell a little bit when you've got the lead. Maybe they went a little bit too early. That goal kick's not a good one, but just bailed out by a defender. Curry. Smith. Van Dort. Nice play from the Royals. Percy getting back. Van Dort trying to play it through to Fujiwara, not able to do so. Dolia, Percy, Johnston putting on the afterburners, can't get there. Listen to this now from the Preston bench. They are up and about here. Amendolia delivering towards the back post. Henderson again is arriving at the defensive effort. Just keeping it out of the clutches of a red shirt. What What a change in momentum. That first half, the Royals at times were looking quite comfortable, and then for all that Preston had been knocking on the door up until that goal, it really felt like the game may well peter out. Well, petering out it certainly will not. They have a new lease on life here, a new wind, a second wind for the home side. Here's Johnston. Bit of a heavy touch. Throw won by Essendon. Johnston going to ground. She had a knock in the first half. That required physio attention. She just needed a moment there before picking herself up. She's okay. Hasn't had the best of luck in her young career so far, Johnston. A bit of afters in back play as well. Johnston is making a nuisance of herself. Checker. Ball through to Percy. Percy's onside. Valentine Percy across goal. A good turn. Flaming. Blocked away. Now Preston have gone from a gentle knock to trying to kick down this door now. They've scored the goal, they're on top, and they've got another set-piece opportunity. Amendolia delivers, not able to beat the player at the front post. And Fujiwara clears. A chance in transition for the Royals. Streaming forward in numbers, Jackson brought to ground by Yamada. And the Royals will just have a chance to breathe now. A bit of time in possession. They've got this set piece here. They can slow the play down. Just a tick over 10 minutes left in this contest. And two more changes for Preston incoming. Perhaps after this free kick. Lunderson to take for the Royals. Sends delivery into the penalty area. Dangerous here. It's come out to a Royals player, and then Fujiwara lofts it over everyone. Completely against the run of play. The Royals regain their 2-goal advantage. And that may well be the decisive one in this contest. A 9th goal of the season for Eri Fujiwara. And now those changes come in for Preston. Valentine Percy making way. Summer Caponecchia coming on. And Eva Harrington replacing Grace Johnston at right back. That is a gut punch for Preston. They got the goal back. It looked like they were favourites to score next. And then just like that, a little bit of confusion in the penalty area. Sophie Dean not able to gather. Fujiwara just had to find a way through the traffic into an open net, and she did so with aplomb. Henderson trying to make something happen. This is Nishimura And Zara Board will take all the time that she can here. Van Dort playing into no one but a Preston shirt. It's good work from Kendra Smith to win the ball though. Jackson. Back to Smith, who's in plenty of space in midfield. Smith happy enough to retain possession. Jackson brought to ground, no foul that time. Now Preston will come forward in numbers, but balls like that won't help. Another substitution being prepared for the Royals. It's Lee Harvest. But before then, they've got to deal with this attack. Harrington not able to keep the ball in play. Now that change will occur for the Royals. So Emily Harvest entering play. Harry Fujiwara, most recent goal scorer for the Royals, has a well-earned rest. The 12th appearance this season for Harvest, so almost ever present in the matchday squad for the Royals. Molly Vlamic, who's fouled there. Not quite, there was a foul the other way. Vlamic, she looks to have really hurt herself here. This looks not good at all for Vlamic. The stretcher is coming out. She's in an awful lot of pain. Dan Foden is on the pitch. He's furious about whatever's happened here. He wants to get the game moving again, but Vlamic perhaps is going to need a moment to get moving here. Maybe stretch it off and receive the treatment that she needs. So Preston, less than 5 minutes of regulation time plus stoppages to go. They've got 2 goals to get if they are to get anything out of this game. And Preston forced into another change after Molly Vlamic, who herself came on to replace an injured Ellie Lamont, forced off with what looks to be a pretty serious injury. So Mia Power coming on. She's made 5 appearances in the matchday squad this season. Hoping to score her first senior goal this season for Preston. It'd be a fantastic time to do it because Preston needs something here if they are to get anything out of this contest. Ball delivered centrally, gathered comfortably. Summer Kapanekia was the player searching for that ball in, and you'd imagine at this stage it'll be all hands on deck for the home side. That ball in, headed away. Still looking dangerous as Amendolia searching for options. Looking for the overlapping run of Tanaka, couldn't find her. So a corner for Preston. Time, or how much additional time that Preston will have to pull off what would be somewhat of a miracle at this stage. Corner, delivered high, delivered dangerously. It's come all the way out to the edge of the area. Amendolia with the strike. Always rising, never really challenging. Never really looking like it would challenge the keeper or make its way into the frame of goal.
Win! Get in front!
So 4 minutes of additional time, 4 minutes for Preston here. Essendon with the 2-goal advantage. Looking to hold on to that for the remainder of stoppage time. Tanaka trying to play a ball in, it's intercepted. Anywhere will do for the Royals now. Of course, another goal would certainly seal it. If Fujiwara's didn't earlier. Henderson couldn't keep it in. You see that burst of acceleration that Georgia Henderson possesses. That's what we saw when she arrived late to score Preston's second. Nishimura looking for options central. Power forced to play it back. Amendolia, and then Power. Committing a foul in her attempts to win the ball back. Well, you can forgive her for the enthusiasm, the substitute, especially at this stage in the game, but I mean, it's fading now. Clock is Essendon's friend at the moment. Wood can't keep it in. Kabaneki are not able to win it back. The Royals will gratefully retain possession for as many moments as they can. Preston will be pressing high. Committing the pressure. Checker. Ishimura. Ball over the top. Well done by Zara Board. Keeper read it really smartly. Came out and intercepted. Van Dort. Gives it straight back to Preston. The time is running out. Has to be now. Amendolia. Amendolia's delivery. Headed away. Mia Lantieri, Bartley. in the right place to intercept that ball. If she didn't, there were red shirts lining up. Sophie Dean even coming up for the corner. Every player attacking for Preston. Devon Jackson just staying back for the Royals. Another opportunity to deliver. Headed up in the air. Met well, a scramble. It comes out and it comes in. Mebe Tanaka gives Preston hope. Is there time? Preston are hoping so. There may only be seconds left in this contest. Mebe Tanaka, her second goal of the season. How much longer could there be in this game? The Royals just have to hold on. Preston streaming forward. Everyone forward. Tanaka. That's a disappointing ball in. Board will take every second that she can. Whistle in the mouth. The Essendon Royals hold on. An important 3 points for the visitors in the end. Preston finished fast. They had all the momentum, particularly for the first half of the second half. That fourth goal for the Royals threatened to kill the game off. They scored very late through Mebe Tanaka. But it just wasn't to be for Preston, who had nothing really go right for them in this game. Not only the defeat, injuries to Ellie Lamont and Ellie Vlamic as well. Sees it full time. The game ends here at Jenna Steele Stadium. Preston Lions 3, Essendon Royals 4. So a 7-goal thriller here in Preston today. The game started with the Royals taking the lead. Preston pegged them back. The first half was certainly the Devon Jackson show. She scored first, then won the Royals a penalty, which Grace Marr converted to make it 2-1. Jackson scored again just before the half-time break. It was 3-1. That is how the score remained for much of the second half. Preston with the team applying the pressure. They got to go back through Georgia Henderson. And then at that stage, again, all the momentum was with the home side at 3-2. Ellie Vlamic actually had a fantastic opportunity to make it 3-all. Couldn't convert. Mary Fujiwara scored what was the decisive goal in the end to make it 4-2, and then Tanaka at the death to give Preston a ray of hope. It's been a pleasure bringing you the coverage today. My name is Taryn Heddo. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, it ends here. Preston Lions 3, Essendon Royals 4.